Okay, we're live. Right, let's just we've said too much. Okay, let's just right, this is Teacher Melvin come to live. We are a little technical hitch right there. So we've got no sound today, but I'm sure you can hear me. Hashtag live if you're watching the live, hashtag replay if you're watching the replay. So a big shout out to all you guys on YouTube. We're gonna be watching, you can be watching the replay here on Facebook and across social media like Instagram and YouTube, whatever. I forgot the names now. I'm going blank. I'm just too excited. We've got Mr. Australia on the other line. He's going to be joining us and telling us all about himself. If you don't know what Australia is, you should go back to your geography teacher and learn the maps of the world. Australia is a lovely part of the world that you need to go visit. Fly, Australia. Anyway, we've got a guy called from Australia. He's going to introduce himself to you and tell us what's been happening. A quick backstory. We met last year in Yangon. We're going to find out what was he doing in Yangon. What was he doing there in Myanmar, of all the places in the world? And he happens to be in one of the hotels that I love. So let's bring him onto the show. So ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for Mr. Australia. Hello, are you there? Hello.
Just my own round of applause there, Melvin. Just my little round of applause. I've got my entourage in the back there, but you can't see him, so. Okay,
brilliant. So, ladies and gentlemen, this is Sam the Man. So, tell us your name, your full name. Tell us a bit about yourself. So, who are you? Who are you?
So, my name's Sam Jones. I live in Melbourne, Victoria, in Australia. It's not the best place to be living right now because we're in massive lockdowns. We can't move. It's the biggest lockdown throughout the world has been here in Melbourne. So, and yeah, we haven't got a lot of cases, but there's been a lot of disagreements going around, a lot of contradictions from the government, the state government. It's causing a lot of tension, a lot of anxiety, a lot of disconnect between a lot of people just in the general public. There's been police issues with over-policing. Crazy, like things that you would see in China or in a dictatorship. For example, there was these two old ladies sitting on a chair, probably in their 70s, a deck chair, and 5 police officers approached them and were questioning them why they're sitting down on this chair outside in the fresh air, open, social distancing, wearing their masks, and they wouldn't give them their information. And one of the ladies started filming the exchange, and then the police officer went behind that person and snapped their phone out of their hands and stuff. Yeah. So, and that's just one example. There's a few of them. So there's been, and now the general public is starting to really turn on the government a little bit, the state government, because the other states are doing quite well. Because in Australia we have 7 states, and the other states are doing well. They've opened their economy. They've started to do things again. Invites bigger crowds into sporting events as well. So I think Queensland's another state. They're up to about 75% capacities now in their stadiums. And in Victoria, you can't move out of 5 kilometres out of your current location. You have to. It's the only state that has mandatory mask wearing. It's pretty full on at the moment.
Yeah. Crazy stuff happening on Australia. Thanks for the update. Now, so you're in Australia, Melbourne, Australia, right?
Yes.
Okay. So a big shout out to all my Australian fans. I know you're somewhere in the West Coast. You've got Melbourne as well. You've got Sydney, and you've got Adelaide. So these are my Australian. Hello, wherever you are. So Sam, tell us what. So that's what's been happening. Tell us, what was you doing last year? We met last year at the in Yangon, right? Tell us more about that. What were you doing there last year? Tell us about that.
So prior to us meeting in Yangon last year, I think it was in September.
Yeah.
I was actually in a Mr. World Australia competition in March or in April last year. And I met some of the people there, some of the people behind Sept, and they're in charge of, they were director of like the pageants and stuff. So one of them reached out to me later in the year prior to September when we met, and he said, Sam, you should go into this competition. It'd be good for for yourself, for your business, to promote yourself a little bit. And it'd be also good to see if you can progress through with a little bit of modeling. And so I was entered into the Man of the Year competition in Yangon, Myanmar, and I was representing the beauty pageants for Australia. So, and then we met, I think, probably 12 days in or something, probably the latter part of the trip. So, and that's where we first met. So there was, I think, 20 contestants there from different parts of the world. And we met, it was an afternoon. I remember you walking and then talking to everyone else, and you started chatting to me. which was good because we were the only two that could probably speak really good English to each other. So we sort of got it straight away. That was it.
Brilliant. Okay. Yeah, we really hit it off. I remember that was like last year. It was just before my birthday. I was doing a blog. I was doing some marketing for the hotel, doing their blog, trying to get more customers. And this was an amazing event. They told me to do it and just blog about. So that was last year. So tell us what's been happening since. So since you left Yangon, just kind of fill us in. What you've been up to? Like I know when you met, my first impression of you, you look like a personal trainer, and you are a personal trainer. So tell us what you've been up to since then. Just give us a quick update, if you don't mind.
Just training people, really. Just like I'm an exercise physiologist by trade, so I've been doing it for about 8 or 9 years now. Just training different people, groups of people, individuals that want to lose weight, want to improve their fitness, people with osteoporosis, people with type 2 diabetes, elderly people as well. Did a little bit of athlete training as well. So we focused a lot on acceleration, focused on technique of running, those type of things. And then the lockdown sort of hit, and then gyms have sort of been closed since. And you can't be around people now. Like we've only got maximum, I think, of 2 people you can be around. I think only last week, that was back in March or April. So it's gone backwards a lot with what you can do. And then I started doing stuff online for about 3 months or so. It was just to keep people active. So I did like Facebook Live workouts every night for 30 days, for 30 minutes. And I'd have people just pay it like $1 a day. So they pay $30 for the month. They come on every night with me for 30 minutes and we just train just for 30 minutes a night on Facebook Live, and that'd be it. And then after I did that, I thought, I wasn't really into it too much, because at the end of it, purely because I enjoy training bigger groups and I enjoy the connections one-on-one as well, and group training. And I get more out of my clients when I'm doing that. So I'm always putting up videos, probably the last couple of months, trying to put up different types of videos with good lighting, with good camera angles, with good instructional videos, because it's all about sort of the look of the video these days. And trying to learn how to do video editing as well. So I've been probably doing that for the last 2 months, just learning how to do little video edits. And then I just put out information that, because we're coming up to summer now here in Australia. So trying to put out videos that are going to help people lose weight, improve their strength, improve that sort of tone look prior to summer. So if they are able to go out and show off their bodies, go to the beach, those type of things. So that's probably what I've been doing the last few months, probably the last 3 months, I should say. And I still get people that inquire about online programs because our gyms aren't open. So they want a program prior to going back to the gym. So I'll write them something up, 3 months, 6 months, just on the computer with instructions on how to do the exercises. And then once we start opening up again, I'm going to start taking inquiries for one-on-one training, 2-on-1 training, and bigger group training as well.
Yeah, brilliant. And I know, you're walking the walk, you're talking the talk. I mean, there's some pictures of you online looking absolutely trim. Any tips for those? Any quick tip? Any free tips for people that want to lose weight or get that kind of beach body? Just a little teaser. Yeah. Any tips for us?
Drink plenty of water. Water is probably one of the biggest ones. So you want at least 2 liters of water a day. And a lot of people, if you're looking at I actually started with a new client the other day, and we went through their water intake, and they weren't drinking a lot of water. They were drinking a lot of like coffee, soft drink, these type of things. So stick clear of the soft drinks, stick clear of the energy drinks, stick clear of the Powerades, all that type of stuff. Just stick to water. Soda water is okay as well, but I would stick clear of the diet drinks. Because just because there's no sugar in them, there are different types of additives, different types of substances that impact on the body the same way that sugar does. So things like maltitol, which is a very volatile alternative for sugar, is added to a lot of those type of drinks, and that causes the same impact on the body as what regular sugar does. I would also eat a lot of vegetables. So vegetables like cauliflower, broccoli, kale, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. These ones are really, really good, especially for men, because they lower the bad type of estrogen hormone in the body and helps promote testosterone, which is going to be good for getting rid of the man boobs, getting rid of the belly fat as well, lowers cortisol levels, which will help get rid of belly fat as well. I would eat less meat-based products, purely because a lot of the meat that we get today is highly processed. There's a lot of additive hormones, growth hormones, these type of things that actually have a negative impact on the body with our hormones. For example, estrogen, it promotes a higher level of estrogen in your body, which can lead to more weight gain and can lead to man boobs, in particular for men. So I would decrease. I never say get rid of a food product. I say decrease the amount. So maybe take a serve away from meat. Sleep, critical. Sleep is probably one of the biggest ones, along with water. At least 7 to 8 hours a night of sleep, because when you have good sleep, your cortisol level comes down. And when you have less cortisol in your body, you're less stressed, which means you're going to have less ability to store energy as fat. And we don't want to. We want to be in a good state for our hormones to balance out at night. So then the next day we can conduct ourselves in the best possible way. So sleep's important. A little bit less meats, more of those vegetables that I mentioned, more water, and decreasing the processed food is a big one as well. So things like breads, wheat-based products, biscuits, chocolates, all those sugary things that's going to promote weight gain over time, reduce it. So if you're having, for example, say 3 pieces of chocolate a week and you want to lose a little bit of weight, I'd go to say 1.5 just to start with. And then over time, you might only have 1 a week, or you might have 1 every 2 weeks. So once you start to see the results physically, you get more confidence, you feel better in yourself, and then you might even just get rid of it over time. And then you can have alternative things like bananas, pears, fruit instead of processed sugars. And then exercise. Probably one of the biggest ones, exercise. So muscle strength, muscle building exercises, like going to the gym. And it doesn't have to be like I've got to lift 100 kilo bench press, but it's about doing weight training where you're working the muscle to fatigue or close to fatigue, and then doing another exercise. So say, for example, you do push-ups, or we'll say bench press, and then you work bench press to about 10 to 12 reps. You feel like you can't do any more, you rest, and then you might go do squats, for example, just with the dumbbell squats, do 15 to 20, take a break, recover, and then go back into bench press. Those are examples. I don't want to be saying that's a blanket statement for everyone, because I don't want anyone to go out and do that. And you make sure you got to train. You make sure you got like clearance from the professionals as well, medical professionals, before you conduct any exercise. But if you want to improve your health, lose weight, and build up some muscle, then you've got to go see a fitness professional. Go make sure you got clearance from a doctor prior to undertaking any exercise, because we don't want you to get hurt. That's the key when you do that.
Thank you so much, Sam. There you go, guys. A few tips from Sam the man. He's not in Japan. He's in Australia. So, Sam, thank you for those tips. Now, last question, or a couple more questions before we wrap things up, because I know, you know, the average concentration span of a human being is only like 7 seconds. And so to keep it short and sweet, how can we then reach out to you? I mean, you know, you're an expert in your field. You've got the body. You're walking the walk. Obviously, I've, you know, had you, and you still are my personal trainer, stroke physiologist. I can't even pronounce that or spell it. But saying that, how can we reach out to you, Sam? If people are interested, if people want to lose weight, they're stuck at home, they're putting on weight, they're eating too much cake, soft drinks, and they feel themselves getting a bit podgy. They're stressing out because of everything what's happening around the world, and they know they need to exercise, but the gyms are shut. What's the best way to reach out to you if they want help? How can they reach out to you, Sam?
So I've got my website, which is www.samjones.live. So there's a contact tab at the top of the page when you access that. And there's also some video content there as well if you just want to sort of get some ideas on exercises. So that's in the videos tab as well at the top of the page. That's www.samjones.live. There's also a Facebook page, which is facebook.com/ I think it's Sam Jones, the health coach. So you can check that one out, but the link will be in the description.
I will put the
and
link in the
there's
description.
also an Instagram page, SamJones_EP.
EP.
E for Echo, P for Papa.
Okay, EP. EP stands for Echo Papa?
Exercise. EP, exercise physiologist. Exercise physiologist.
Why these long words? I want to exercise physiologist.
I know. It's funny.
EP. So there you go, have it. You've got Sam Jones available on Facebook. He's got a group, he's got a website, and also he's on Instagram. We'll drop those links in the description below. If you're watching on Facebook, we'll put those in the comment section below. And yeah, last but not least, anything you want to say to the people that are looking to lose weight? Any message you want to say? Also, I can see you've got a very cool hat. I want to get one of those. Merchandise as well. Let's talk about it. So how can we know how to reach out to you? Is there anything you want to say? And when will your merchandise be available? I know you were coming out with some kind of yoga mats and caps and mugs and all that. Tell us more about that before you go. Some kind of merchandise that you got going. I'd be more interested.
Probably the hats are the only merchandise I've got at the moment. The all-in program was the Facebook Live, which I did for about 3 months. But I think I don't mind the message. It's sort of like when you're all in with your exercise, your fitness, you get the results. It's just like with anything you do in life, whether it's business or relationships, like the benefits come over time if you just put yourself all in with it. I would say probably the best advice I could give for someone who's wanting to improve their health, aside from those little 5 key tips that you can try, there's nothing better than going to see a professional dietitian, a nutritionist, going to see a doctor, getting some blood work done, going to an exercise physiologist or a really highly qualified personal trainer, getting some different opinions, different views, and finding a program that works for you. And it takes time. Like, it does take time. You've got to be patient, and consistency is the key. It's doing it day in and day out for 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, 18 months, 2 years. Like that's what it takes. These 12-week programs will not work. You can try them. You might have tried them, but if you've regressed, it's because you just haven't been in the game long enough. You've got to keep doing it over and over. And if it's not working for you, don't give up. Find an alternative to a solution to the problem. Change something up in your lifestyle, and then keep going, keep persisting. That's the
brilliant.
key.
Thank you. I think all in speaks volumes, because we say that a lot in business. We say that, you say that. I love the brand name. Love to get a hand on a cap, or get my hands on your caps. So if you've got available, drop those links in. But that's it from me, guys. That's what we talk about. If you want to get results, whether it's health, wealth, or relationships, this is the Value Creating audio show, Value Creating now YouTube channel. We're all about creating value. I believe Sam Jones from Australia is creating value. It's helped me lose a bit of weight, haven't you, Sam? We're going to continue this journey. After this call, we're going to stay on the line. We're going to talk about stuff. But for all you guys watching on YouTube, for all you guys watching on Facebook, thank you so much for watching. That was Sam. We're going to have him again back on the show in the next week or two about what's happening, because he's got some amazing offers. So do check out his links. Do check out his web pages. Reach out to him if you're looking to get healthy and fit in time for the summer, if you're in Australia. But for the rest of the world, stay awesome where you are. It's me and Sam signing out. So thank you, Sam.
Thank you, Captain. Appreciate it. Teacher Melvin.
Okay, and we're going off the air. Thank you for watching, and goodbye.
Thank you.
Okay.